Hi everyone, back here playing some more Modern, onto our second match of this league. Still on our standard list, currently sitting at a 62% win rate, which is really nice. Versing someone named Panjay. We are on the draw, and this hand is not very good. Alright, so, yep, this is looking much better. We'll keep it. And I'm going to bottom the core Spirit Dancer. Yep, here comes that Thoughtseize. Alright. Either goodbye to one of our creatures or goodbye to Daybreak Coronet. I don't think he's taking either of our 1-mana auras. So, opponent hasn't done a Misha's Bobble or a Street Wraith yet, so it might not be a Death Shadow deck. It might be like a blue-black control, an Esper control, a fairies, something like that. See, he's taken away the Daybreak Coronet, so that's handy information. Alright, we'll lead on our scout, pass the turn. See what our opponent does with their turn. Alright, there's a Misha's Bobble, so high likelihood it is Death Shadow now. He's targeted himself with the Bauble activation. And a Serum Visions by the looks of things. If he actually resolves that. Alright, he's fetched Basic Island on his second land, so I don't know. It would seem pretty odd for a Death Shadow deck to fetch Basic Island as his second land. He could be looking to try and get enough cards in his graveyard for a Tasigur or a Gurmag. At the moment, he only has enough for Tasigur. Alright, there's an Inquisition. I guess he's going to either take Boggle or Rancor here. Actually, taking First Strike would be good too. He's got a few good targets. Alright. So, our opponent does not know the card we just drew. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. We've got 4 cards in hand. He's 1 land up on the board and we're 1 creature up on the board. If we don't play anything, if we play an Aura, we can get blown out by Liliana. If we play our second creature, we could get blown out by like a Bontus. The fact we've seen Misha's Bobble makes me think it is Death Shadow, although could make sure we get our Sentinel's Eyes out, which gives us vigilance no matter what, although we can recast that from the grave. Alright, let's go for Slippery Boggle. We'll go safe here. This way he'd have to double discard to remove both our First Strike outlets next turn. Well, there's a third discard spell. I'll tell you what, our opponent's pretty low. We don't have to do that much work to actually just kill them right now. So he has got the Gurmag Angler. He's also got Lightning Bolts. I'm guessing Death Shadow is going to join the party. Yeah. So Grizus Death Shadow, or it could just be a Gurmag. Alright, looks like he's casting a Gurmag Angler. Okay. We do draw land, which is nice. It would have been a little nicer a turn earlier, but that's fine. So now we're just looking to draw another aura. Something like Rancor, Daybreak, or Ethereal Armor, or Grisburn. Yeah, our opponent can't easily attack unless he's got another creature to block with, because his life total is getting low. Alright, so I guess he's got another creature. We're not blocking. Not yet. There's the Death Shadow. There's a second Death Shadow. Yikes. Alright, well there's a Horizon Canopy we can cycle. Hopefully we draw a 1-mana aura. Alright, we draw Daybreak, which kind of sucks. So no attacks from us this turn. Hopefully Daybreak stays in our hand, and it doesn't get discarded away. It's an argument for end of turning, drawing with your Horizon Canopy, but if we draw Grisburn, we just want to be attacking. Oh, wait a minute, I meant to block something. Oh well. My mistake. He might have had Team of Battle Rage, but who knows now. Obviously, I should be blocking there. Okay. So, against Death Shadow, we do not have the Path to Exile. Dramoka's command does not cut it. We can bring in 2 Rest in Peace as an assurance against his Gurmag Anglers. I think probably the better line is bringing in some Suppression Fields, trying to choke their mana out. And cards to board out, we can remove like 2 core Spirit Dancers, and a Spider Umbra maybe. Maybe just 3 core Spirit Dancers. The likelihood of core living through like Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt is extremely low. I think just remove 1 Grisburn. No, we'll remove 1 Sentinel's Eyes. Go with this. I especially like the idea of the suppression field on the play rather than on the draw. So this we can keep. It's not fantastic, but I think it's good enough. Only just. So Horizon lands virtual, 1 extra card in hand. We do get to start with our creature on the board. If our opponent does Thoughtseize, yeah, we either lose Rancor or we lose Suppression Field. Probably Suppression Field. It shuts off their cycling with their Street Wraith and their activation from their Mishra's Bobble as well. So, like, that card's just going to be fantastic. If we can resolve it. And I will be looking to cast it this turn given the chance over casting Rancor. Even over casting Rancor plus Ethereal Armor potentially. Alright, well they've got the discard, so happy times. The one time we needed them to not have it, no. We've still got a decent amount of game here. He's taken Rancor, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be very surprised if we don't choke our opponent on mana here. Playing this suppression field will make it more difficult for us to activate our Horizon Canopies also. So just be aware of that. We're going for the 1 damage. So it's now, we have to have 4 mana to activate our Horizon Canopy. So we'll play out the Razorverge Thicket while it still comes into play untapped, and we'll save 1 damage on the Horizon Canopy activation as opposed to playing double Horizon Canopy. Attack for 2. Alright, opponent's trying to fetch here. Obviously he can't. We're not out of the woods yet. If our opponent has Death Shadow, then he can just start casting that. And We could play Scout here. I don't really like that idea. I just want to attack, end of turn, draw a card with Horizon Canopy. So unfortunately our opponent did have the Blood Crypt in hand that he could use to help activate his fetch land. A little bit upsetting, but again, not the end of the world. He took an entire turn, basically 2 whole turns. It took him 5 mana to do that one fetch then, in the context of everything. Of all his tempo and such. Great, we got Gristburn, so that's a really powerful card to be resolving, potentially. Yeah, if this resolves, we've got him on a 2-turn clock, which he won't be able to do anything about. And we even have the Glade Cover Scout as protection as well. So that went really well. A suppression field got our opponent. Might be a little less good this game. We might board at least one out, maybe both out for the core Spirit Dancers. Maybe even for the Rest in Peace, actually. Just 2 suppression field out, 2 Rest in Peace in. It's only shutting off half his creature base and it's costing us 2 mana, and realistically we want to be bigger than that. Suppression field shuts off all of his cycling through Mishra's Bubble and Street Wraith. It also stops his fetches and his Liliana activation, so surely Suppression Field is a better card than the Rest in Peace here. I think, yeah, maybe just go with this. We'll only have 2 Suppression Field this game. It'll be a little less good. And we'll board in that extra Sentinel's Eyes to hope to get there. Alright, I really don't like this hand. On the draw, no Leyline protection. They take 1 aura on their first discard. They take Suppression Field on the second discard. And we're left with a bunch of 1-drops and absolutely nothing going for us. Well, this is better. Is it good enough, though? Opponent's begun with 7. I don't think so. I think I'm going to chance a better hand here. Alright, well, this looks way better. We just need to have our hand not get destroyed. I think here, potentially bottoming land and... No, wait, cancel. We want to keep this land as a backup plan. So Suppression Field's going, I feel. And then either Rancor or Ethereal Armor would be going. I'm gonna get rid of the Ethereal Armor here. It really sucks in... that's 5 different hands, and we haven't gotten a Leyline start. Obviously, yeah, this was the first time we did a mulligan, but like, it really sucks not getting Leyline in this matchup. He's got that. Let's see if we can top deck the Bogle. Just stop his unfairness. His ridiculous unfairness that they do against us. Alright, well, we drew the Bogle, so, you know, stuff our opponent. Stuff discard decks. Opponent complained about me ripping the Bogle, and it's like, well, we had 5 hands that we've had this game and not a single Leyline, so I mean, If he wants to complain about that, let him complain. Who gives a crap? Suppression field's a good one. We could be running it into a stubborn denial. Oh my god, he's so salty. Sure, why not? So you want to have everything hard. What sort of a question is that? It's a really, really stupid question. Alright, he's got the stubborn denial. That's fine. Not paying any mana for that. We could attack here. I don't really think it's that advantageous to attack. Not yet. Alright, goodbye suppression field. I'm guessing he's got Gurmag Angler here, maybe 2 more Death Shadows. 2 mana, sorcery speed. Maybe he's trying to keep as many cards in his graveyard as possible, so he's spending 2 mana instead of holding up stuff. Alright, well we draw the Ethereal Armor, which is really nice. We can't attack, we can't block, so that's really not very nice. So we take 10 here, hopefully we draw Daybreak, get to attack him back, something like that. Alright, he's got like 30 Death Shadows. Well, that's not quite going to do it. We'll see if he does something stupid like, I don't know, shock himself for damage. Alright, so good game to our opponent. Obviously, they had it. We didn't, and you know, we sort of high rolls for them, low rolls for us. The matchup really isn't that bad. Opponent just, you know, got there and we didn't. It happens. Yep, so that is round 2. And let's update our win rate here. So we are now 16 from 27. And that's a 59.3. 59% Death Shadow. So we've had 1 loss against them in this league. I don't even think the Grizus Shadow is the best list. I think it's very far in front for Traverse Shadow. I think it's a harder deck to play. But it is the better deck, so, I mean, our opponent wasn't playing the optimal list either. If you're talking about as far as the how good a deck is, I mean, deck with Team of Battle Rage and Stubborn now probably a little bit better against us. But yeah, that was round 2. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.